In the bustling markets of Gujrat, a city in ancient Punjab, there was a fateful encounter. Amid the vibrant colors and lively chatter, we find Sohni, the potter's daughter. She was known not just for her beauty, but also for her artistry, crafting exquisite clay pots that were as much a feast for the eyes as they were functional. On the other side of the market, there was Izzat Baig, a wealthy trader from Bukhara. His eyes were drawn to the charming Sohni, captivated by her grace and her craft. Their eyes met across the crowded market, and in that moment, an unspoken bond was formed. Their initial interactions were fleeting yet profound. Small talk over clay pots, shared laughs over common interests, and the silent acknowledgement of a budding romance. It was clear the spark had been ignited. As Izzat Baig left the marketplace that day, he carried with him a clay pot and a heart aflame with love. However, like the setting sun, every beautiful day must end, and so did their time together. Izzat Baig left Gujrat, his heart heavy with the weight of separation. Love for Sohni transformed him, and he became Mahiwal, a humble buffalo herder. He discarded his wealthy merchant attire and took up the simple life of a herder, all in the name of love. Meanwhile, Sohni was caught in the tumultuous waves of societal pressure. Despite her heart beating for Mahiwal, she was married off to another man. The union was more of an obligation than a celebration of love. Sohni may have been physically present in her marital home, but her soul was miles away, across the river with Mahiwal. The societal norms of the time were stringent, and love was often a secondary consideration. Caught in this whirlwind, Sohni was forced to play the dutiful wife, her heartache hidden behind a facade of acceptance. As she stood on the banks of the river, Sohni gazed across the water, her heart yearning for her beloved Mahiwal. Under the cover of darkness, when the world was asleep, a solitary figure would brave the treacherous river. This was Sohni, a woman of unyielding spirit, unshakable resolve, and undying love. In her hands, she carried a clay pot, her only ally against the roaring currents of the river. Her destination? The other side, where her beloved Mahiwal awaited her with bated breath and a heart full of longing. Each night, defying the societal norms that had driven them apart, Sohni would cross the river, guided by the silent whispers of the wind and the shimmering reflection of the moon on the water's surface. Her journey was perilous, fraught with dangers untold and unseen. But her love for Mahiwal was a beacon that shone brighter than any fear or danger. On the other side, Mahiwal would wait, his heart pounding in his chest as he kept a vigil for her safe arrival. Their meetings were moments stolen from time, filled with hushed whispers of love and dreams shared in the quiet solitude of the night. Their love story was not one of grand gestures or dramatic declarations, but of quiet resilience, of a love so deep it defied the world. It defied their circumstances. It defied even the tumultuous river that stood between them. Every night, under the starlit sky, their love story continued, written in whispers and sealed with their shared dreams. But as the moon waxes and wanes, so does fortune, and their love story was destined for a tragic end. The clandestine meetings of our lovers Sohni and Mahiwal were not to remain a secret forever. Sohni's sister-in-law, ever suspicious, discovered the hidden truth. The clay pot, which was Sohni's lifeline to her lover across the river, became the tool of her doom. In a wicked twist of fate, the sister-in-law replaced the baked clay pot with an unbaked one, fragile and unable to withstand the river's wrath. Yet Sohni's love for Mahiwal was unwavering. Even the looming threat of a turbulent river could not deter her. Oblivious to the fatal switch, she stepped into the river with the unbaked pot. It disintegrated in the water, leaving her helpless against the merciless currents. Her determined spirit was no match for the river's fury, and she was swallowed by its depths. Upon discovering the terrible fate of his beloved, Mahiwal was stricken with grief. His heart could not bear the weight of Sohni's loss. The river that had once been their bridge of love became Mahiwal's watery grave as he followed Sohni into the depths, choosing death over a life without her. As the sun rose, it illuminated the tragic end of Sohni and Mahiwal. Two lovers united in death, their story echoing the power of love and the cost of societal pressures. Their tale has been told and retold, passed down through generations, a testament to their undying love. Sohni and Mahiwal, two star-crossed lovers, dared to challenge societal norms, their love resonating through the ages. Their story, a moving narrative of love's power to overcome obstacles, yet tragically succumbing to societal pressures, is etched in our hearts. In the end, Sohni and Mahiwal's story serves as a timeless reminder of the power of love, the courage to defy norms, and the tragic cost of societal pressure.